Hi, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to do another version of one of my favorite things, which is having a makeup battle. So we've already done this with cream bronzers. We put Huda, Chanel, Fenty, and Tarte against each other with their latest cream bronzer launches to see who was the most expensive, the least expensive, had the most and least product in the pan, and who had the best percentage of dollar per gram for each product. If you want to check out that video, I'll put it in the details below. But today we're going to talk about cream blushes. Now I know there are a lot of other products out there that are not in my battles, but to be completely fair to everyone, I'm only using the products that I have or that I have tried. So if there are other products that you want me to try, definitely leave them in the comments below and tell me if there are any other battles you want to see. Today for cream bronzers, we have Fenty, Stila, Tarte, and Honest Beauty. Of course, since these are all products that I already own, the colors that I'm showing you will all be quite similar. That's because these are the colors that I have picked for my own personal collection that are my colors. So we're not going to be really talking about these particular shades, but just the products overall. First, let's talk about Fenty. The Fenty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Blush comes in 10 shades and is $20 each. There are 3 grams of product per pan, which makes it $6.67 per gram. And this shade is Crush on Cupid, just in case you were wondering. Next, we have the Honest Cream Cheek Blush. It is $13, and on their website right now, there are 4 shades. I believe between their website and Target, there might be more. I think they might even be at Ulta right now. I would have to check on that too, so don't quote me on that. But if you check, I feel like at times there have been more shades than just 4. This one is Peony Pink, but right now they're listing 4 shades on their website, so we're gonna go with that. It is also 3 grams per pan, which makes it $4.33 per gram. Next up, we have the Tarte Sugar Rush Beach Cheeks Cream Blush. It is $15 and comes in 2 shades. This is the shade Beaches and Cream. It is also the shade I am wearing today. It has 4.25 grams per pan, which makes it $3.53 per gram. Last but not least, we have the Stila Convertible Color. This is the shade Gerbera. I love the flowers, they're so pretty. This is $25 and comes in 6 shades. It is 4.25 grams per pan, which makes it a cost of $5.88 per gram. Before we get into who won each category, cost, pan size, cost per gram, and shade range, let's go ahead and swatch these just so you guys can see a little bit about each of the formulas for these different cream blushes, because sometimes quality is more important than price to some people. Sometimes price is more important than quality, but it's always nice to see how things perform. So again, we'll start with the Fenty. This one is a little bit more bold than the others. It's the shade Crush on Cupid. Here's the cream blush right there. Of course, on your face, you would blend it out, but we're just gonna swatch these. Next, we have the Honest Cream Blush in the shade Peony Pink. Next up, we have Tarte in the shade Beaches and Cream. And last but not least, Stila in the shade Gerbera. So as you can see, all 4 of the formulas performed very, very similarly. They all swatched with one swipe. Of course, you would blend this out. I prefer a beauty blender, but you can also use a brush or your fingers. Just tap it on and then blend it around, keeping it just like your blush, kind of on the apple of your cheeks. Make sure you don't go too far in or too far up. Cream products can be really scary, but they're actually very, very easy to use. They're very user-friendly. They're very easy to build up, but also can be taken down too. If you put on too much cream blush, you can take your beauty blender that has your foundation on it and tap back over the top and kind of diffuse that out a little bit by putting a little bit of foundation over or kind of diffusing it out. You do sometimes have to be careful how you layer products. It's always easier to layer powders on top of creams than it is to put a cream on top of a powder. I will say Fenty is the least opaque of the different formulas. It is a little bit more sheer and does blend out a little bit, whereas these stay a little bit more pigmented. Again, I am wearing the Tarte, which I think was that one, on my face today. But you really can't go wrong with any of the 4 of these. They all perform very well. They're super creamy. They're easy to use, easy easy to blend. Blush is a tough one anyway, so it really just comes down to your personal preference. Okay, now getting into the stuff we talked about earlier. Not only does it come down to personal preference of which formula you like best, it comes down to personal preference of shade range and price too. There could be a blush that has the most incredible wear time, pigmentation, formula, but if it doesn't have a shade that's flattering on you, you're not gonna buy it. Same thing if the blush that you absolutely fall in love with is like $147,000, you're not gonna buy it either. So it really comes down to your preferences, your budget, your complexion, your needs. So let's look at the numbers. The most expensive cream blush in the bunch is Stila at $25. The least expensive of the bunch is Honest Beauty at $13. When it comes to pan size, we have a tie on both. The largest pan sizes belong to Tarte and Stila with 4.25 grams per pan. And the smallest are Fenty and Honest at 3 grams per pan. Of course, you probably could have guessed that by the size of the actual pans and products themselves, but sometimes some are deeper, some are more shallow, so it can be a little bit misleading. But in this case, it is true. The Fenty and the Honest blushes are smaller and have less product in them than the Stila and the Tarte. Let's talk money. One of my favorite things about this battle process is figuring out the number of dollars per gram in every product. Because when we talk about different products, like we talked about the Stila being the most expensive at $25, but if it has a much larger pan size than one of the smaller ones, you could have a better value. Same thing on the other side. If something is very, very inexpensive but has a very small pan size, it could actually cost more per gram than something larger and more expensive. Again, it comes to preferences. If you would rather spend less money now for less product, that's your choice. If you would rather spend more money for more product, that's your choice too. But I really love putting it into perspective to really see what products have the best value, because sometimes those other factors can be misleading. The product with the highest dollar per gram total is Fenty Beauty. This does have a smaller pan size with a more average cost, but when you divide it out, it comes to $6.67 per gram of product. On the other end of the spectrum, the least expensive cost per gram of these 4 cream blushes is the Tarte. It is $3.53 per gram, which is about half of the cost of the Fenty. So using these two as an example, the Honest Beauty and the Tarte, the Honest Beauty is $13 and the Tarte is $15. So the Honest Beauty is less expensive if you were to just check out at the register. But when you look at value and what you're getting for your money, you are paying $4.33 per gram for the Honest and $3.53 per gram for the Tarte. So you are really paying less per gram for the Tarte than you are for the Honest, even though at the register the Honest product is less expensive. Of course, shade might be the most important thing to you. When it comes to shade range, the winner, hands down, overall, out of all 4 of these cream blushes is Fenty. The Fenty cream blush comes in 10 shades, which is wild. That is so cool. You are definitely going to be able to find a shade that works for you in this line. However, the one with the least amount of shades is Tarte. This only comes in 2 shades. So you're really limiting your options here, and that's what we were talking about earlier of, do you want to spend the least amount of money, get the most value, or have the most number of shades? All right, overall, there really isn't a standout winner in this group. Fenty has an average to high cost. It has the smallest pan size and the most expensive dollars per gram, but it has the biggest shade range, which is a huge plus in the Fenty column. Honest is the least expensive with the smallest pan size and just a very average cost per gram and shade range. Tarte has an average cost, the smallest shade range, but has the biggest pan size and the most cost-effective dollars per gram. Stila is the most expensive of the 4. It does have the largest pan size and just an average shade range and dollars per gram. All in all, I really don't think you can go wrong with any of these 4 cream blushes. They all work wonderfully. Each one is going to do something different for you. I think it really comes down to those preferences. Do you want the least expensive product? Go with Tarte or Honest. Do you need a really big shade range? Fenty's your gal. Looking for the most bang for your buck? It's gonna be Tarte. But like I always say, makeup is personal. personal. It's whichever of these products works best for you. I'm just here to help you run the numbers. And now it's up to you. Let me know in the comments below what makeup battles you want to see next. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you know when I launch a new video, and I'll see you next time.